potential is what God has given to you for you to be able to do pretty much everything that you want to do in life. So, let me just ask a few questions. Do you ever feel as though you have a lot of untapped potentials? Does anybody here feel that there has got to be more than this in your life? You know that you can do more than this if you're given the chance, if you're given the opportunity. A lot of us feel that way. A lot of us feel that we even have what it takes to make our dreams come to pass. But somewhere along the line, we don't seem to be able to carry it out. Somewhere along the line, we struggle to make things come to pass. You know, somewhere along the line, we realize that yes, we're gifted, yes, we're talented, but certain things are not adding up. Maybe we don't have the right tools. Maybe we don't have what it takes for us to be able to unleash these potentials that are within us so that we can achieve all that God has called us to, all that we want to achieve in life. The truth about this is that if you feel discouraged by where you are, if you feel discouraged by what you can do and what you cannot do, actually what is happening to us is that we need to upgrade to a higher version. We need to upgrade to a higher version. You need to upgrade to become to a higher version of you right now. You have what you have. It's not enough. When you begin to feel these things, it means that what you have is not enough to take you to the next level. That's what it means. The knowledge that you have in your primary school, if you stop at primary school, that information is not enough to take you to secondary school. Or rather, that information is not enough to sustain you in secondary school. True or false? Okay. So now, if you finish secondary school and you don't proceed further, it means that if you come out in life, you don't have enough to unleash your potentials when you enter into university. And that's how life is. Life is in phases. Life is in stages. Life is in phases. And you need to continually upgrade yourself so that whatever life is throwing at you, you will be able to defend it. You see, life is like someone that is learning how to play table tennis or lawn tennis, and they're just throwing that ball. If there's a machine, the professionals that they use, and those machines will just be releasing balls at you, and you are meant to be running, and those machines can release the ball anywhere it likes. You are supposed to respond to it. That is life. That is how life is. So if you don't have the strength, if you don't have the stamina, if you don't have the training, if you don't have the knowledge of an athlete, the knowledge of a professional tennis player, you will not be able to respond to those things in life. And so what it means that you are not able, you will not be able to become a professional tennis player. So what happens if you are frustrated? If you are frustrated in where you are, I want to be a tennis player, and you cannot be a tennis player, it means that you need to upgrade yourself. All of you right now is not able to withstand all of what you are going to face in future. You know, the extent of the issues, the extent of the trial, the extent of the pain, the tribulation that we face is equivalent to what we're asking God for. Is somebody hearing me?
Yes, sir.
The extent is life is responding, or rather heaven is responding to your request. So it is your request now that is causing you want to become the president of this country. It's fine. Anything you want to become, anything you want to be, you can. But what life will do is that life will start by throwing certain challenges to see whether you can keep upgrading yourself to become the best version of you to become the president of this nation. And that is how to unleash your potential. Once you begin to think a new version of you comes, then you're able to achieve. God gives you revelation in phases. God does not give you anything that will kill you for now. So he blesses you in phases. He gives you information and insights in phases. So the more that you train yourself, the more that you grow, the more that you train yourself, and the more that you grow, you will become. Versions of you that is just like a snake that will shed his skin from time to time. You can't remain the same. Nobody remains the same. A young couple came to me and said, Pastor, this my husband has changed. The husband said, my wife has changed. Of course they've changed. What do you expect? Somebody in 5 years has not changed, then there's a problem. What you know now is the version of you. The version of you is what has helped you to get to where you are. So now you want to move forward. Now you want to achieve more. So you also need to upgrade. Somebody say upgrade. Upgrade. So if it was version 1.0, now it's time to upgrade to version 2. It depends on how hungry you want it. Some can upgrade to version 3 immediately. So how do you maximize your potential? You need to upgrade, I've said it, to a higher version of you. And in doing this, you must do 3 things. Assessing where you are right now. You need to assess where you are right now. You need to figure out what you want to be. And you need to draw a plan of action to get you there. A plan of action that will get you there. So what it means that I will give you 11 questions. I might not be able to fully explain it, but I will use my own life to be able to show you how this upgrade was done from time to time. So these are the questions that will help you in assessment. These are the questions that you need to answer that will help you to fully assess where you are right now. To fully assess where you are and what you need to do to upgrade. Number 1, where am I in my life right now? Where am I? Which stage in your life are you right now that is troubling you? Because all of you here want to upgrade. If you don't want to upgrade, you wouldn't have been here. So where are you right now, and what goals do you want to achieve? What goals do you want to achieve? look at my age now, I'm 40. By this time, I should have a house, I should have a wife, I should have kids, I should have a business, whatever is your goal, whatever is your deep yearning and aspiration, you need to clearly answer that question. Number 2 question, how do I feel about where I am now? How do I feel about where I am now? Be true to yourself. Do you feel disgusted to where you are now? You put it down. I expect you to, in your own spare time, answer this question. What have you achieved, managed to achieve in spite of all these things? In spite of where you are, in spite of how you feel about yourself, what have you been able to achieve so far? Because it will help you. I don't think it's all bleak and black. So when you assess and know exactly what you feel, then you also count, more or less count what you have done. Count your blessings, as we say. But this one is you are counting your achievements. And these achievements will do what? They will give you direction and insight. How? They will give you direction into what you have been able to achieve. So it means that you have power to achieve that. If you don't know what you have been able to achieve, then you'll be doing guesswork. Number 3, how will you rate the quality of your daily performance? Are you putting in the best that you can per time, per day? What's your performance? What are you putting? I've seen someone say, Pastor, I've done all. I've put in all into this business. The business is not working. I say, Pastor, before I will talk, the lady will cry. Before I will talk again, she will cry. And I was looking at her. It's like she doesn't even want me to talk. Pastor, I will have done this, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that. I say, okay. He said that I have built, I think she has a creche and she wants to upgrade it to a primary school, or she has already turned into a primary school. She wanted to turn into a secondary school. Things are not moving. So her idea of performance is to get money to build those things and to build those, furnish the building, have it, do a lot of wonderful packaging, and expect miraculously that people will start coming. So I asked her, so how many people have you told? He said just a few people that she knows, and she expects them to help her share the news. And I said, why? It's not their business, it's your business. And he said that with the packaging where she's on the road, that people should see it and start coming. It doesn't work like that. So you see, part of the crying is she's frustrated because she doesn't know how to market herself, sell her business. So when she finished, I was not telling her, have you done this? She hasn't done this. Have you done this? Are you on social media? She hasn't done this. Do you have a flyer? She doesn't have a flyer. How do you intend to reach the people? Have you gone to radio to tell? She was just shaking her head. So I said, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Have you put in the best that you can? Obviously, she hasn't. Number 4, what am I doing well? And how do you know what you're doing well? What am I doing well? Where am I happy, fulfilled, successful, and satisfied? Count your achievements. So I look at them. Where am I doing well? You can't be failing in all. Where am I doing well? Where am I happy, fulfilled, and successful? This will be pointers to you It will be like a pointer to the areas of your strength which you will need much later. Then number 5, where am I struggling right now? Is it in sales? Is it in marketing? Is it in distribution? Is it in whatever it is? Where are you struggling in your business or in your life? Where are you struggling right now? Because that struggle is because you lack the knowledge or wisdom to move forward. Number 6, what do I want that I have struggled to achieve? What do I want that I have struggled? What is it that I want in life that I have struggled to achieve? These questions are going to bring out all the issues for your consideration. Number 7, where do I feel as though I have more potentials and ability? What specific areas? What specific areas in business do I think that it be like say this thing they work for me in this area? Maybe my people skills. I know how to talk. I know how to make customers happy. I know how to make people, I know how to make customers happy. I know how to make people, be attracted to what I'm doing. Is that my area of strength? Or is it my area of weakness? I understand concept development. I can concept to translate ideas into reality. I can multitask. I can break ideas into small tasks so it becomes easy. Which area do you have is your area of strength? And why do you think so? And you write the specific areas. Number 8, why do you feel those areas where you have more potentials? Why do you feel these are the areas, those areas? Why do you feel that you have more, there are areas where you have more potential? And how can you let yourself down in those areas? So now you've identified those places in business that you feel that you're good at. How can you identify? Why do you feel that those are your area of strength? And how can you let yourself down in those areas? It's a good pointer. Number 9 now. How do I potentially improve my output and results? So now we know some of the things we do right. How can I improve on my output and my results? Number 10. How can I learn from my past successes and failures and help me move forward in a better way? How can I learn from my past successes and failures to help me move forward? I've said it many times before that if not failure is a pointer to success. So you need to be able to, if you have failed before, then you know what success means. Many people that are successful today is because they have failed many times over. So failure has its own benefits and its own advantages. Number 11, how will raising your personal standard help you achieve your desired result? Personal standard is upgrading. This also means upgrading. So personal standard is upgrading the processes that can only work when you are committed to raising your personal standards. You cannot upgrade without raising your game. You cannot upgrade without raising your game, without putting yourself through some processes. Because the reason now is that what you have has worked for you so far, but you want more. So if you want more, what it means is that you have to upgrade so that you can have those things. And these questions will help you to upgrade. That is the only way you can have a new version of you, increasing your standard. So it means that you need to compete with yourself every day. You need to stretch yourself. You walk 5,000 miles, 5,000 kilometers, 5,000 steps every day. You increase it to 6. I remember when I started doing my 10,000 steps count, I started with 6,000. I did it for a while. I increased it to 7,000, to 8,000, to 9,000, to 10,000, to 12,000. You will never know what you can do if you don't raise the bar. You read 1 book a month. Try to read 2 in a month. Try to read 3 in a month. The things that you are doing, try to upgrade it. Because if not, if you don't raise your personal standard, you can never go high. And that is the only way the new you can emerge. If you have low standards of yourself in various situations that arises, it shouldn't surprise you that your output will be substandard. So when you see that what you're bringing out is substandard, what it means is that what you're putting in, your performance and your standard is low. And you know what? Your performance and standard can be high in 2019 because it carried you from 2012 to 2019 and you were doing okay. But as you have entered 2020, that same thing that has now become low standard. It's just like antivirus. You are using antivirus, it's okay. But there are some certain things that viruses that will come out, you need a stronger antivirus. That's the same way. It's not as if that antivirus did not work 2 years ago, but they keep upgrading it. How about your phone? You go to shop and you install all those things. But you need to upgrade it every day. Update it every day. Why? So that it can function well. A guy that didn't know that his phone needed to be updated. He kept some apps will not open. He will be struggling, say, no, I need to buy a phone. He will be struggling, he's almost hitting the phone on the ground. And it's not working. Until somebody told him that what you need to do, see here, you have to upgrade. When he went to his shop to look at what to upgrade, everything is supposed to have upgraded almost a year ago. He didn't upgrade. And so the system was not working well. So by the time you keep upgrading, your performance will become high. So if your personal standards by upgrading now becomes high, what you will bring out also will become high. So raise your standard and automatically you will say no to mediocrity. Raise your standard and automatically mediocrity will go away. Let me share this story. I've shared it in past. Let me try and share this story. It's my story that maybe will help to put things in perspective. Instead of explaining the whole 11, let me just show you my personal story that helped me as a person to do what I do. My initial drive was a quest for divine wisdom. One of the chapters of the Bible that fascinated me was Proverbs. I always read Proverbs because it fascinated me, and the life of Solomon fascinated me for a long time when my Christian faith was just starting. So I started realizing that there is human wisdom and there is divine wisdom. You know, I tried all that I know that I could based on the things that were happening to me at that time, but I was not moving forward. My level was not changing. I knew I had to ask. I lacked wisdom, knowledge to achieve what I want to achieve, because God has called me and He laid it in my heart to raise men, to groom men, equip them with kingdom principles to succeed in life, in business, in career, in leadership. And also a yearning to demystify the concept of kingdom wealth, so everybody can have this kingdom wealth and understand how it works. But I realized that I did not have what it took. I had all the degrees that I needed. I had all the information that I needed. But those information could not help me now. I had earthly wisdom. The best advice man can offer to man, I had it. The best advice a father can give to a son, I had it. The best connection a father can connect to a son, I had it. But my calling and my yearning were spiritual, and they were divinely inclined. So earthly wisdom and earthly power cannot do it for me. So I was stuck. I want to raise men, but I was stuck. Because the area of my calling is not like people that are raising men in the secular world. I am to raise men the same way they are raising men in the world, but with kingdom principles. So it became an issue for me. I won't dwell into it, but I will give you the steps. It started from daily devotional. When I gave my life to Christ, one of my friends gave me daily devotional, daily bread. So I started reading it every day. What it did was, it helped put structure. I didn't know how to pray as a believer, so it helped put structure in my life. I was so disappointed the first time I gave my life to Christ in the church. I went and they said we should come for prayer meeting. I was so excited to go for prayer meeting, just being born again. And as I went there, it was outside the church, and outside the church, the guy that was leading prayer would just give a prayer and everybody walked, and this one was facing the wall, this one was walking, this one, and people were praying. You know, it left something, because I was confused. I didn't know what to face the wall and pray. You know, I said this type of Pentecostal praying was not gelling for me at all. You understand? Because then I didn't know how to pray. It was after that time a friend gave me that daily manna. So he taught me how to use scripture to pray. He gave me some form of order, which I needed at that level. You see, everything you need is for that level. And he helped me to start, he helped me to start knowing scriptures, grabbing scriptures, holding on to scriptures for certain things. But when the time came for upgrade, I found it difficult to continue to read that daily manna. Why? Because the Holy Spirit was now making me stop daily bread at that time. Because that daily bread stopped my growth. I relied on the daily bread. I wasn't reading the Bible. The daily bread has done its own bit. Now it's for me to go a notch higher. And at that time I started speaking in tongues. So now I needed to read the Bible. So as at that time I've become in charge, become a department, departmental head, so I had to pray, I had to teach, and all that. I realized that two things that I did, started reading my Bible and started speaking in tongues, I now realized that I was now praying. The Holy Spirit was now helping me in my prayer. It was giving me insights. It was dropping some things. So my prayer now became spirit-led prayer, which has stayed with me till today. And I realized that the word and the prayer, the daily manna, the daily bread did not help me to read my Bible. So I had to upgrade to the place that it's all that I needed was already in the Bible. That the Lord was telling me, discover, chart your own path. This man has just given you, it's like having a degree, then you go into the world, use what you have learned to begin to live. So I realized that when I preached the first time, or when I spoke openly, everybody came saying, it's like there's something different in this you're preaching, or something is different. When I speak, people say something is different. Why? Just being able to read the Bible and to speak in tongues. That's all. But that was one phase and one level. But there was another level. And this one, I say it, I'm careful to say it's my story. It doesn't have to be a story. I will try as much as possible. Please, I am in no way trying to, cause a revolution in the house of God. That's not what I'm trying to do. But when you are called for a specific purpose, with a specific assignment, God will train you himself. Before I say this, I'm explaining, so that I don't want you to have a misconception of what I was trying to do. One of the greatest regrets I have in Christian life was for 10 years the Lord was telling me, I am over-dependent on men of God. I am dependent on men of God. I am dependent on people that call themselves apostles and prophets. That if you keep on this dependence, you will never become the new version of you. 10 years I resisted it. 10 years it was impossible for me to understand what that meant. Do you know that until God started frustrating every relationship that will take his glory, every relationship that will stop this walk with him, that was when I realized that God was serious. I have an assignment with you. If you're not ready to grow and develop yourself, then let me find another person. But does it take away the role of our spiritual fathers? No. Does it take away the role of mentorship? No. Does it take away the role of seniority? Because now God is speaking to you and then I'll now look at my senior in the faith or in ministry and I begin to be arrogant. It does not mean that. But for you, if you are called and you know you are called to something specific, you cannot depend on people to get it. You have to depend. You have to depend on the Lord. And the Lord kept telling me, I remember exactly the day this revelation came to me and the day I said, no, I need to begin to do this. And guess what? The day I proposed in my heart that I was going to begin to do this, I entered the next phase of upgrade. I entered the next phase of upgrade. And you know what that upgrade is? University of Adversity. I thought that by the time I leave people and come to God now, that the largesse will start. Shebina is near God. By the time God give me insight, give me revelation, he will drop $1 million. That's what I was taught. Yes, now we are discussing if I need to preach, he will give me word. Why won't he also give me food? It didn't work like that though. As I decided to separate myself, I began to come into much pain that I've never seen. Almost everyone left. almost everyone left, turned their back, and some started to malign me and say all manner of things. When you decide to turn your back. And this is the confusion some Christians can have. How is it now that I'm serious with this God that I'm having issues? It's training. God needs to purge the old so that he can upgrade you. You know why? You can't put new wine in an old wineskin. It will burst. It cannot work, it cannot happen. So what it means is that God needs to purge the old before he puts the new one. I learned to depend on God for practically everything that I wanted. It's not fun. Oh, somebody will say, depend with God. God will just, it's not fun. It's not fun. The training is not easy, it's not fun. But guess what? After that time is over, and for me there were two different stages, two different phases. Year 1, year 2, year 3 of that university. And in the first year was where the Lord urged you about depending on men and looking up to men. He needs to remove Egypt from you so that you will have the mind for the promised land. He had to kill all the people that were still thinking about their yesterday, because the new thing he wants to do, man is the same person that is resisting God. So they all had to die in the desert so that their children that did not know about the old ways would be the ones that will enter into the new, into the blessing, into the new place that he's sending them to. And that's how it works. You must give God that chance to purge you, and look, it must come with trials, tribulation, all manner of things. It comes with it. But I got a gift. Cast not away your confidence, for he has great recompense of reward. I came out with 3 gifts. I'm teaching personal finance. It was my cry one day. I said it here before, God, how can we do this kind of program? And at the end of the day, I finished that program, I'm in debt. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to what God is saying. How can I pray, receive all these things, preach up a storm? People are rolling, people are crying, people are doing, then you go home, you are hungry. How does it work? Many of these things, it doesn't seem to add up. And the Lord said to me, gave me the power, now taught me the power of wealth through personal finance, which is what I just, the series I just made. Money obeys and responds to laws. It doesn't obey to crime. It doesn't obey to speaking. It doesn't obey speaking in tongues. Obey all that. I think last week or sometime, I can't remember when I shared the missionary that they sold everything and went into missionary work only to come back disappointed. Is God partial? God is not partial. God runs the universe based on principles and laws. We use principles so that you will not mistake it for laws of the Old Testament. No, since we're in the dispensation of grace. There's law of money, just like law of gravity. Anything that goes up comes down. Law of attraction. What is predominant in your mind, you attract. The same thing, law of money. If you obey it, money will come. If you respond to it, money will come. So that's how God taught me, out of this pain of asking the Lord, I'm in lack. I cannot be in lack. I cannot kneel before you and also kneel before men, and so that they will give that. It is not corresponding. It's not working. It's unlike you. And the Lord gave me the law of abundance, which is the law of money, which is the law of wealth. And as if that is not enough, all manner of sickness will come and go in my body. I've shared that here before. Why is God allowed? Why is God? One day I say, God, I think I am in lack, yet also this one is coming. You know, sometimes we just say, no, you know, like we say earthquake. Say, no, God can't allow earthquake in Nigeria and Africa now. You know, poverty, corruption is killing us. Then you bring again, is there no God? How many people have said it? No, there's some sickness, coronavirus. I said, God, even God knows that if he reaches here, we all die. So it will not work. But you know that all those things don't respond to sympathy. It's not about sympathy. I've said it before, you can be born again and still die early and die of sickness and still go to heaven. Because you didn't use the law. You didn't apply the power of healing and deliverance. You can be born again, we all know that, and be in poverty and lack. Because you are not applying the principles. God governs this earth. He has when that word that says he has given us all that pertains to life and godliness, he has given us laws that will obey the command. Once you respond to that law must give you what it's supposed to give you, because it's obeying the voice of God. It must. And through that, step by step, the Lord was able to teach me the power of healing and deliverance. So it is not about God, I'm suffering this one, you bring this one. He gave it to me out of, now, you know, after you have finished crying, you have finished all your tantrums, you sit back and you go to God, he will tell you what to do. The third one was the power to speak, the power to minister, the power to witness. The power to witness is the power to inspire, the power to motivate, speak in general. And I've shared it here step by step. Let me tell you guys something. I keep saying it. Success is repeated processes. You cannot be rich today. Some people stumble into money, yes. But for you to be rich and sustain that wealth, you have to know what you did. And for you to know those things you did, it can never be a time of plenty. It can never be a time of peace. It only comes with pain. Because human beings only respect laws when they are in pain. So God rewards you for your faithfulness to his laws. Then the other one, still in that training, was the divine calling, the divine ministerial calling. You cannot call yourself. You can actually call yourself at a stage. You can't call yourself at one stage. It's a level. By the way, he's the one. He knows the intents and purposes of your heart. He's the one that drops it there. But you can call yourself. But you will not be able to exploit and have the best of that calling. If he doesn't call you, many are called, few are chosen. You will not be able to function if you have a ministerial office without his calling you. And let me tell you, that call also goes through pain. And here I've talked about the 3 P's of the journey from the priest to the prophet to the prefect. It took 18 years to do that journey to get to where I am. So when you hear prefect to my name, it's not something man gave me, it's not something name we are looking for. It is something as a result. It's the calling, is the word that the Lord is using to affirm that call that he has put inside of you. And it comes with pain. A lot of pain and anguish. So the new me is the one that is manifesting what you are hearing now. If you had known me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, heard me speak and speak now, you know there are two different people. Because there's a new version. The call is the same. The assignment is the same. But I am operating in a version now that I am even ready. I feel that I am getting ready for the next version of me, for the next level of assignment. So you must constantly be upgrading yourself. Last week I talked about opportunity. Out of every opportunity, every crisis, there's opportunity. And that is the opportunity that when you tackle it, you will get the blessing. Okay, so let's look at the last phase of the upgrading process. I needed to give you a life example so that you can understand it, that there is no overnight success. There's no overnight success. And there's no success pain. There's none. If not, it's not sustainable. So you need a personal vision and mission statement. It's very important. If you go to companies, you see their vision and mission statement. Why? It helps you to stay on track. I listed to you the first things, my inner thoughts, my inner yearnings before I started my story. Because that is the pointer. That is the compass to all that you do. It must end up in that your personal vision and mission. And please, your personal mission and vision must play around your personal strength. Don't go and take strength. Don't go and be taking mission and vision statement in a place that you know that you're in. It must be in your area of strength. You must play to your area of strength at all times. Because your strength, which is also your talent, which is also your gift, is what God has given you. Your gift makes room. The gift of a man makes room for him. Can be interpreted in two ways. Either special present, giving men present will open doors for you. It also means your inner talent that you gave and gift God gave to you will open doors. Seest thou a man diligent in his ways, diligent in working his gift, he will stand before kings. That's what it means. That's double interpretation of that word. Number two, in upgrading process is commit yourself to a constant, never-ending improvement. Constant, never-ending improvement. What does that mean? You must live a life of a learner. You must learn every day of your life. Continuous education and learning. Learn everything that you can. This will help you to improve. Part of the things we learned last week is that when you are well informed and educated, you are able to detect opportunities, right? So if you don't know about something, how will you be able to detect opportunities there? So constant learning will open your eyes to see and to know what is there. Number three of the upgrading process is cultivate an internal competitive spirit. The Bible says those that compare themselves with themselves are not wise. That's not what I'm talking about, competing with people. No. Competing with yourself. It means challenging yourself each day to be a better version of you. That pushes you to achieving your goal. So what I'm saying is that you are pushing yourself. You are competing with yourself. You did 5,000 steps today. Try and do 5,005 steps tomorrow. Try and do the same thing. Try and do the same thing. Or 6,000 steps in a week's time. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. I tell people, take your time. Anything you rush into will bounce you out. If you throw something, if you jump into, oh, I want to change myself, let me go into gym and start building, you will burn out. After like 3 days, you can't even get out of bed. So learn to grow organically. Learn to move in steps, and gaining those steps gradually, you won't be able to lose it. If you are not challenging yourself, you cannot grow. Listen to me or write it down. If you are not challenging yourself, you cannot grow. If you are not growing, you can't change. If you are not growing, you won't change. And if you don't change, you will always remain the same. If you don't challenge yourself, you remain on the same spot, you are not growing. If you're not growing, you won't change. If you don't change the things, it means that you will remain the same, doing the same thing and always complaining. Okay, number 4, be willing to accept criticism and feedback. You know, the way man is naturally, man likes to praise himself. So it takes learning for you to be able to learn to receive criticism and get feedback. Not every criticism is bad. You know, when somebody criticizes you or say one thing, I don't like me, it's always now becomes personal. But do we have some negative critics? Of course they are. You know them. But there are some people that will tell you the truth. So out of every criticism, look at it and see, because that is the only way you can have channel of improving yourself. Look, if you have not been laughed at before, you will not be able to correct yourself. If you have not been laughed at before, you will not be. So when people criticize you, it means that you become conscious of that thing and you correct it. True or false? Small things like maybe there's something in your face. Maybe there's, if it happens to you, you will be conscious of looking at yourself to make sure you look okay before you leave your house. So, it's not every criticism that is bad, but you must be your own harshest critic. Learn to criticize yourself. Learn to push yourself. Say, in this area I don't try, but I can do better. You see that word? I cannot come and kill myself. Is equivalent to mediocrity. I cannot come and kill myself is an excuse to remain low. You will kill yourself. You have to kill yourself to get that thing. After all, what is life all about if you can't achieve? I cannot come and kill myself. Please, let it not be in your vocabulary at all. So hold yourself in a very high standard. Be tough on yourself, but also give yourself chance to grow into it. Don't go somewhere and you see somebody that is in quote better than you, and you say no, I have to be like this person. It might have taken that person 5 years to develop himself to be like that. So what you need to do is that, how can I be like this person or even better than this person? Then you start the process of being better. That's how it works. Anything you gain gradually, you never lose. But anything you jump into by force, that thing will bounce you out. People who achieve massive success in life always hold themselves accountable. Hold yourself accountable. What you're spending. I say before I go to bed every day, I've trained myself to close my eyes and I will start from morning and I will write all the expenses for the day. Even if it's 10 naira, I'll write it. Even if I give somebody 20 naira on a beggar, I'll write it down. You have to be accountable. Then, where do you know that if I overspend, this is my budget for it, if I overspend for this week, next week we'll make up for that thing. That just a pasta, cake and ice cream is hungry me. Something has to pay for it for next week. Do you understand? Something has to pay for it. I have budget for everything. I have budget for benevolence. If for anything I give more than I should give this week, next week I'll just bone everybody down. Do you understand? That's being accountable to yourself. You should be able to treat yourself. You know, you walk, maybe you say Sunday or Saturday or Friday, I cannot come and kill myself. That is where you can walk, but I cannot come and kill myself. You have a budget to go and eat chicken and chips. It's budgeted. It's not that you just wake up and you go and do it. No. You can decide, I cannot come and kill myself. It's Sunday, you normally eat it. Let me eat it on Saturday itself. I cannot come and kill myself. But it doesn't mean that that Sunday one is forfeited. Is somebody understanding my flow? Okay, so when you continually challenge yourself to work harder, you become better, and a better version of you will continue to come out. Lastly, you need a plan of action. And what is the purpose for the plan of action? Is to guide you towards your goal. Your plan must be the very first reason why you started. It must always guide you towards that. So you must have a plan of action. Also, your plan can also serve as a catalyst to help you in the course. Your plan will tell you that, oh, I need to read. I have a plan to train and to groom and to do all those things I say. So it means that I have to read 2 books a week. I have to educate myself on a daily basis. I have to learn something new so that I cannot come and talk rubbish. So you see that it's the plan that you have. Once you have the vision, the mission, what it does is that you will now put it in your plan. So no matter how I want to be free, I must learn a minimum of 2 hours every day. No matter how tired I am, I must learn for 2 hours every day. So I have a schedule, I have a structure. My life is structured, my life is regimented. It's difficult for me to change that structure. Very difficult. It's now that I'm putting in social events into my life. For 18 years, I didn't go to any social function. It's now that my wife is we must go for this one, must go for this one, we must go. But it's becoming easier for me to do what I'm doing. So I can have time to make out time. I've never stayed to an event and the event ends. What am I doing? Am I the celebrant? Why would I be there? You end, people are just sitting down, listening. You see, you call a party. After that, people sitting down. Yes, it is part of your plan for that. But for me, I've done the part that I need to do because I have other things. Why am I saying that? Your plan for the day pushes you. Once you've done something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. If you read 1 hour every day for 21 days, it becomes a habit. If you don't read, you will feel something is like me. If I don't read, I can't sleep, no matter how tired. So I must find something to read so that I can sleep. So your plan is as a result of what you want to achieve in life. So your plan of action, therefore, serves as a platform to help you maximize your abilities to achieve your goal. Potential. I get potential. It's like diamond in the rough. It needs to be developed. Potential. The potential is there, but it's latent. The potential is there, but it's inactive. It is you that need to activate it. Why do doctors go for? Do you know how many years it takes them to become a consultant after you finish your first degree? Then they always have one examination or the other. If you have a friend that is married to a doctor, you see that they always go for one course, one training, one thing or the other. You know what? That is upgrade. When you go to a seminar, you are going there to upgrade yourself. When you go to a function, you are going there to upgrade yourself so that it can help you to become a better version of you, ready for the next level. So this is my summary I did with you. You are the one delaying the next level. God will not usher you into a next level you are not ready for. So the ball is in your court. If you want the next level, then you know what to do. God will not release you to the next level if you're not ready for it. If you're not ready for it. Well, that is maximizing potential. Thank you for listening to me tonight. And also let me say for those, I don't know, in the presence of the gathering of God, there are mixed multitude. You know, people have been coming here to be asking local governments that we're doing business, that we're doing that. Perhaps we're the ones telling, to the extent that someone said, Madison Energy, that is a business that we're doing here. Please, I'll beg of those people, it seems from that, you have come here, you have seen. Daniel allowed them to come in here for them to even come and see. Somebody gave them information that there is a Madison Energy roll-up stand, means that we're doing business. Give to God, give to man what belongs to man, give to God what belongs to him. Anybody that wants to come, I'm not saying they've come, they've seen, they've gone, but I feel so, how would I say it? I feel so amazed that people will actually come here and somebody is giving you what I give for free, and yet it's an issue for somebody to go back and say, come here, come and collect operational tax. I've already paid the operational tax by grooming men. You know how many people have come here, they have been successful. Do you know how many? Someone just told me that, you know, in church yesterday that somebody wants to see me, that from the days of landmark, the things he left there turned into a multi-millionaire. He said he wants to come and say thank you. And I asked the guy, so what are you waiting for since? So haven't you packaged the guy to come? What am I saying is that what I'm saying is that what we do here is building lives, building people. Go to your local government. Is this Palga Obiako? Palga? Obiako. I would rather you send men to come and learn how to do business free of charge. I'll be glad you send them. Let me teach them and groom them to become millionaires and multi-millionaires I've left here, than to say that there is an operational. I mean, I find it amusing, also annoying, that we're in River State and we're building lives and we're doing what we do to groom men, but yet men will come to want to stop the building of other men. I think it's evil, and I must call it for what it is. I think it's evil to want to come and insist that they want to come and see and to know the business that we're doing. The business we're doing here is the business of raising men. So if you know such people, tell them to desist before I go to mountain for them. I'm not joking, but it's annoying. It's annoying because I know what I am doing. If I start to charge money, I know how much I will charge for it. But I do it free every week for 2 years. It's not easy. Every week for 2 years is not easy. My life revolves around having to be available on Monday to do what I do. I'm giving to society for the past 18 years. I've been giving tirelessly to raise men without having to collect money. Landmark didn't collect money. Who has come for a program and collected money there? That say they collect money from you to come into any of our program. So I'm saying it, perhaps somebody is coming with somebody to come and see. Now you have seen, and also now you are there. Amen? Amen. Let's stand to our prayer. Let's just thank the Lord.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.